It's 2025, it's hot, and the fight for disability rights is as urgent as ever. Not because the issues are new, but because so many have gone unresolved. And, under the current Labour government, they're being quietly sidelined. Despite decades of campaigning, legislation like the Equality Act 2010, and the tireless work of disabled activists, the UK remains deeply inaccessible, structurally discriminatory, and politically indifferent. This isn't just a social issue, this is a human rights crisis. And the good news? You can push back. Whether you're disabled yourself, an ally, or someone just waking up to the injustice, this is your guide to understanding the landscape in 2025 and how you can fight to change it. I'm Mike Sivier of Vox Political. Buy me a coffee. If everybody watching this donated just £1, the business would be secure and I could make better videos. And are you really telling me you can't spare a quid? Subscribe to the video mailing list, like and comment on this post, and subscribe to the channel if you haven't already. But watch this first to the end because you're going to want to. Right, let's start with the reality. In the UK today, disabled people face inaccessible transport, housing and digital services, employment discrimination and job insecurity, endless battles with the DWP over benefits and eligibility, oh my word, an NHS that's collapsing under pressure and inaccessible to many, a social care system that is barely functioning, a culture that still sees disability as either tragic or inspirational but rarely equal. These issues aren't just the result of bad luck. They are the product of political choices. Local authority cuts have gutted services. Access budgets have been slashed. Promises around fairness and equality haven't been kept. And disabled people continue to be spoken about, but rarely listened to. The first step, use your voice. That doesn't always mean shouting in the streets, although that has its place. It can mean tweeting your experience, telling your story on Instagram or TikTok, explaining what your day looks like and where the system lets you down. Hashtags like #disabilityjustice, #wearedisabled, #stopandschrap, and #CryptTheVoteUK are connecting people and pushing issues into the mainstream. Short videos explaining how the PIP process works or doesn't. Posts that show how inaccessible a GP surgery is. Or threads that lay out exactly why the work capability assessment is broken. You're not just raising awareness, you're making it impossible for those in power to pretend they didn't know. Numbers are easy to ignore. Personal stories, much harder. When you share your experience of being denied adjustments at work, of being stuck in an inaccessible flat, of spending 6 months fighting for the care you need, you make the issue real. It doesn't have to be polished, or dramatic, or tragic, just honest. And when others see their story in yours, you build community, you build solidarity, a movement. You're not alone in this fight. There are grassroots and national organisations doing vital work right now. Here are just a few. Disability Rights UK, which campaigns on benefits, education, work and access. Inclusion London. This is policy work, local support and rights training for deaf and disabled people's organisations. Scope, providing services and changing public perception. ALFIE, that's ALLFIE, fighting for inclusive education for all. Transport for all, pushing for accessible public transport. Stay up late, championing social lives for people with learning disabilities. Changing faces, advocating for people with visible differences. If you can't join, support them, share their work, donate, volunteer, follow and amplify. Collective action gets results. Access isn't just ramps and lifts. It's about freedom, dignity, the right to participate. Right now, access in the UK is under attack. In transport, rail assistance is unreliable, step-free stations are rare. Bus drivers still sometimes refuse ramps. Digital, government and NHS websites fail basic accessibility tests. Housing, a severe lack of accessible homes and huge delays on adaptations. Employment, disabled people are twice as likely to be unemployed as abled people. Reasonable adjustments are often refused or delayed. These aren't accidents, they're design flaws, political failures. The Equality Act 2010 gives you the right to reasonable adjustments, so use it. If a service, employer or organisation is failing you, challenge them. Request adjustments formally, put it in writing, escalate, complain. You have the law behind you. Healthcare is a lifeline, but in 2025 it's being pulled away. The NHS is on its knees. Long waits for GP referrals and surgeries. Physical inaccessibility in clinics and hospitals. Poor communication access for deaf, blind and neurodivergent patients. Diagnostic overshadowing that leads to missed diagnoses. Mental health services that are almost impossible to access. And the collapse of social care. All these things have left many without the daily support they need to survive. The law is clear. The Care Act 2014 and the Equality Act 2010 require equal access, but the reality? Many disabled people are being failed daily. What can you do? Complain. Document what went wrong. Use patient advice and liaison services. Push your ICB. These are the local NHS commissioning bodies. Involve advocacy groups like Voiceability and Inclusion London. Demand adjustments. Written communication, longer appointments, physical access. Mental health in particular is treated like a luxury, but it's not. It's essential, and access to it is a right. Feeling ignored? Get political. Write to your MP, use real examples, ask specific questions. Attend council meetings, raise access, funding or transport concerns. Submit evidence to consultations. Many DPOs can help you do this. Vote and register others. Local elections matter. Support disabled candidates. Representation matters. And when diplomacy fails, protest. Groups like Disabled People Against Cuts, DPAC, have shown that direct action works. Sit-ins, occupations, marches make noise, because when we don't, those in power act like we don't exist. Legal rights are one thing. Cultural change is another. We need to build a society where disability is understood, respected, and represented. That means disability history in schools. Disabled artists and writers funded and visible. Media that shows disabled people as full human beings, not just brave or tragic. A shift from inspiration porn to systemic analysis. Disabled joy is real. Disabled rage is justified. Disabled creativity is revolutionary. Celebrate all of it. Disability rights are not secure. They are being eroded quietly, steadily. But disabled people are not passive. They are voters, workers, creators, agitators. And when they fight together, they win. So, wherever you are, however you identify, use your voice. Use your rights. Use your rage. Because the fight for disability justice is not over. And if you're disabled in the UK in 2025, you are not alone. I've been Mike Sivier, and it's time to buy me that coffee now. Donate more than £20 and I'll give you a free copy of my reissued first book, Strong Words and Hard Times. Subscribe to the video mailing list, like and comment on this video, and subscribe to the channel if you haven't already. And if you do all that, you'll be helping keep this channel alive. Please help keep this channel alive, because then you'll be able to see me in the next one.